Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here. Don't forget to subscribe. And today we are talking about you. You could be using an AI as a therapist. A lot of people are doing this, and quite frankly, you shouldn't. Now, I'm going to be talking about ChatGPT, but quite frankly, this is representative of all large language models that we are interacting with in the ChatGPT style. So, Sam Altman, who is the founder of OpenAI, aka the maker of ChatGPT, said that the therapy style conversations you're having with his product ChatGPT do not have the same legal protections as a conversation with an actual therapist. So he was on podcaster Theo Vaughn's show a couple of days ago. This aired on Wednesday, and Altman said, and I quote, "So if you talk to ChatGPT about your most sensitive stuff and then there's like a lawsuit or whatever, we could be required to produce that, and I think that's very screwed up. Right now, if you talk to a therapist or a lawyer or a doctor about those problems, there's like legal privilege for it. There's doctor-patient confidentiality. There's legal confidentiality. We haven't figured that out yet for when you talk to ChatGPT," end quote. And yeah, I do think that is kind of screwed up. But I also think Altman is trying to change the rules around ChatGPT, and I'll get to that in a second, specifically the legal rules. Also, Altman, though, for the record, also said there should be the, quote, "same concept of privacy for your conversations with AI that we do with a therapist," quote, and that it should basically be addressed with some urgency, meaning the legality of this. And yeah, I would also agree with that too. So more users, especially young people, are moving to the ChatGPTs of the world, like I said, for therapy, life coaching, all that kind of stuff. And so this is one of those things that we just don't have legal protections over, especially here in the United States. And to quote Altman again, "No one had to think about that even a year ago. Now I think this is a huge issue. Like, how are we going to treat the laws around this," end quote. And yeah, he's absolutely right. Now, I've said in the past, if you're a longtime listener or follower of mine, that essentially where OpenAI is going is where the AI industry, and the AI industry is following him, is that they want to change copyright laws. They want to change patent laws to basically give a carve out for OpenAI and all of the OpenAI competitors to essentially ingest copyrighted material, but get a pass on basically copyright infringement. And I think this is where this is going. So wrapping laws around OpenAI, especially on the privacy side, could potentially mitigate that for Sam Altman and OpenAI, as well as the others, if a lot of the conversations we have are not simply private, right? Or rather, they are labeled private, and so they're not simply accessible unless there is some kind of court order unsealing or opening that up. We have a right to patient privacy here in the United States in the same way we have a right to legal privacy. Now, that said, they could do this right now, but they don't want to. And here's what I mean. You could literally have a mode in a ChatGPT, right? Tell ChatGPT, "Hey, ChatGPT, I would like, psychological advice, psychiatric advice, health advice, whatever this is, please go into private mode," and then nobody can read your answers, nobody can read your responses, nobody can do anything except that interaction. But they're not doing that. And that would be a very easy thing for them to turn on. And the reason why they're not doing it is because they are learning on your therapy sessions. They are understanding your issues, how their product is acting on this, so they can probably build that model in the future. So right now, I think they need you to do this. So as he is saying this, and yeah, there should be laws, and we're all about privacy, not really discouraging you from actually going on and using it as a therapist, and I'm telling you, you shouldn't be using it as a therapist. They want you to do this, and because it's a training model. So at some point, they'll come out with a therapy version of it. Maybe they're not qualified now, which is why he's saying this, but that's where they're heading. I would put money on it. So here we are. If you're using AI as essentially a therapist, understand you don't have that doctor-patient confidentiality that you would have with a therapist, or therapist-patient confidentiality. You don't really have much recourse under the law because you're willingly typing into this thing, and you probably didn't read the end-user license agreement anyway. So take all of that for what it's worth, but I think that's where this industry is headed, and they want you to use this knowing you don't have the privacy, while they simultaneously out of the other side of their mouth say, "Yeah, you don't, and we should fix that, but we're not going to take any steps to do that." And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private, informed, and secure. Take care.